Hello everyone, as you saw in the title, this is going to be a video about the history of GM constructs. So you might be looking at this and being like, what? This is not GM construct, it looks nothing like it. Well, apparently it is, and Gary himself actually had posted this on the Steam Workshop himself. And I think that's very interesting. I'm gonna say that's really interesting that he's like showing us how it was. And apparently this was just a mod for Half-Life 2 that he had made. I don't know the whole history behind it. I know there's some controversy behind Gmod and Gary's mod, and how there's another whole thing that was like kind of based off of it. But I don't know the whole thing, but we got Gary's mod, and it's Gary's mod. And back in the day, apparently you couldn't spawn in anything, maybe just some weapons and whatnot. And if I remember correctly, the tool gun that we have now was actually just a crossbow, and you could weld things together. That's how you'd weld and put rope or whatever. But I actually, I think the first time I ever played Gary's mod was in 2014. So, yeah, it's been around since long time. Let me look. Gary's mod has been around since 2006. That was just in the public's eye. And I feel like Gary's mod during this time was probably not as popular, if people were even allowed to, like, any type of access to this one, or if this was just some kind of test map. Now, when I downloaded this map, I did not see a single thing that mentioned Gary's mod 2. So, I hope I'm not somehow missing that, but we're going to be showing the evolution of Gary's mod. Well, GM construct. So, this is how you'd spawn things in, I guess. That's kind of cool. He spawned in ragdolls and whatnot with just click of a button, because they didn't have this like we do. Oh, nope. Alright, I'm gonna get rid of some and just kind of see what else there is. Okay. Oh, dang. Big man, big man, big man, big man. I've never, like, messed around with a ragdoll of a flipping antlion. I'm guessing that's actually dog. But as you can see, this is like, you just spawn in multiple crops and things. Okay, I think I broke the map. My curiosity got the best of me, so yeah. We're gonna check out, well, we're gonna actually reset the map and see what else there is to it really quick. Okay, now that I reset the map, I can... Okay, that's actually interesting. If I move the buttons, they just kind of float back. Ravenholm. So, I don't even know if there's like some kind of like way really to like have players mess with the physics of the game, unless it was just the blue portal gun that was like an upgraded version of this, which, by the way, I've not ever seen in Gary's mod. It basically was this, the gravity gun, and it looked like this. It was blue. Just like the one that you see when you first start playing Gary's mod. It's well, you guys know, people who've played Gary's mod, but there's a room over here I'm a little curious about. Uh That's interesting. What was he doing with that? This like load levels. Actually, you know what? That would make sense if that loaded like Half-Life levels. Because I think these are the chapters of Half-Life. Some of them are completely darked out though. Oh, yeah, see? Being kind of weird, but I assume that once you clicked a level, you went into this and it would like start the chapter up or something. I don't know, but yeah, this is apparently the first idea of construct, and it goes out pretty far actually. It might not have been completely accurate because it's been years. I'm sure he doesn't quite remember it like it was just yesterday, but yeah. So what is this used for? Like, is that like a magnet? Is that the gravity gun? No, I don't know. Now I'm curious. No, it's not. So I don't know if they had the physics gun. And if they did, I imagine it wasn't like this. I imagine it didn't have a beam or anything. I remember that I think this pistol was used for a few things. That might have been the original tool gun. But I know in later versions of the game that this became the tool gun. But I could see myself being young and like just messing with the physics of this for hours just in this one room, you know? Like if that got released for some reason as a kid, just the physics engine of Half-Life, that would have been amazing. And when you think about it, like people loved Half-Life 2 for the physics of it. It just had these crazy physics to it that not a lot of other games had. And the fact that you can mess with different environments, like let's say I put this in here. It's not really going to do anything, I guess, but that's a bad example. So let's say I do something like that. It's going to mess with, like, objects interact with objects, you know what I mean? And I think that's super cool. And for when the game came out, I don't even remember when Half-Life 2 came out. First time I actually played Half-Life 2 was in like 2010, 2009, something around there. But I had the orange box on my Xbox 360, and I remember people would mod that, and they would put in stuff from like other games, like Half-Life. Like let's say you're playing TF2, someone would spawn in like stuff from Half-Life 2, and it just made everyone mad because not everyone could afford a PC, so they played it on Xbox, and then people would be like hacking the game, and sometimes it was actually very interesting to see TF2 being hacked like that, you know? And if I'm correct, I think people still play TF2 on the orange box on Xbox. So it's always interesting to me. If you ever want to go back and see like what TF2 used to look like, go on there. You know? You'll see what it used to look like back in the day. But yeah, let's check out the next one. So this is Gmod Construct 3. So this is what apparently it looked like. What's over here? The more chapters that you could pick from. That's cool. And I guess you walked into that and it teleported you or whatever. But here's the second map, which I don't know if it had anything really added to it. It was just this area here. And I remember this texture on the floor was used a lot for these old maps. But you can kind of see the design that they had later on with the textures that they decided to use for this map. I do find it interesting. It has like some little hills. It's a little bit better than just a plain white room. I don't know if it's any bigger though. I think it's actually pretty big compared to the other one. But man, coming up with ideas like this back in the day, people just thought you were like super smart. Still don't know what this is. Somebody tell me what you guys think this is for. Do you think this is a magnet? This was the original gravity gun. I don't know. But obviously everything is not going to look exactly the same because Garry's mod has had so many updates since then. I wish he made a mod that like had different versions of the game that you could play in. Like the interface here, just everything kind of going back. Because when I first played Garry's mod, it didn't really look like this. It was kind of shrunken down, and I remember it being in the middle of the screen. I think. But I imagine this is kind of when it got a little more popular with people on the internets with Half-Life 2 modding. But yeah, let's check out the next one. Let's see what's in that. Alright, this map's a little bit bigger. I did know about Half-Life before it was before I had it. I mean, not Half-Life. I knew about Garry's mod before I owned Garry's mod. So I kind of knew what I was getting into, but I didn't have a PC for a lot of my life. So when I finally got a PC, I got Steam. And I remember being like, Garry's mod? I love Garry's mod. I love watching people play that. And I got it. I played that game for hours. Hours and hours. But this actually looks a little more unique. Like, this actually looks like... Ooh, you got actual shapes this time. Okay. Okay. So these are the shapes that they had. That one. Kind of a thin line. Looks like you can't really get rid of them. That's okay, though. Just, like, stuff to build with. See, that's fun. And I don't know... I'm sure you could weld stuff. I don't know how the gravity gun worked back in the day. This freaking mod I have installed, the Gmod sightings. That's gonna be for another video. So, expect that in the future. I don't think he'll show up now. I think I actually have to spawn him in. Let me look. I actually didn't see the mod anywhere, so he could be watching anytime, but I guess that kind of makes it more interesting, right? He'd be watching us at any moment here. But that's cool, you know. I could totally see like myself enjoying just this. Even like we have so many things in Garry's mod, in sandbox mode now. Like we got all of this, we got mods and stuff now. Like we could just spawn in that. But back in the day, this is what they had, and this was probably very fun. But it looks like they had vehicles in here, which I could see myself like enjoying this, like making ramps and stuff back in the day. Just kind of messing around with it, and I imagine that's like the main thing that people did, honestly. Maybe they made like little roads that go up or whatever, you know. Let's try to ramp this like kind of little thing here that I had made. This little ramp I made. I completely missed it. Now I have a brain injury. Whee! Look guys, I did it. Sorry. But this actually looks like it has a lot more to it. You got graves. So were these not... No, they must have been counted as items back in the day. I don't know, I haven't really played Garry's mod in like... I mean, I haven't really played Half-Life 2 like in a while, so... For all I know, he disconnected these things and like made it turn into something like where you can spawn it in, because everything in like Half-Life 2 is like completely still, so for all we know he could have like made these things himself, like not made them but like made them like so you can interact with them and move them around, and so that they had physics like everything else. Like I think mattresses did have physics in Half-Life, but like stuff like the tombstone here, like was that really ever interactable? Like I doubt you could do this with the gravity gun. You know, that's just kind of some random questions I have. Like I don't know. Got the mattress. We got a suitcase and a gun. But it's not a working gun. I mean, it might be. I have a gun. I have this, so I don't know. There's furniture. See, you could totally make a house. Oh, there's that. And a crowbar. Okay, so I'm assuming stuff spawns in with it, or else it's just... I don't know. I kind of imagine that he had like a little weapon spawn in so you can get them like that. There's letters. Some actual wooden boards. People... I really, really doubt that many people, like, played this version, though. But I'm sure that the people who did, like, really enjoyed it, you know? But I don't know why I'm even asking, but, like, did anyone really have access to this, or was... I think this is very hidden. I don't know. This would just be something I would do. If I had this game back in the day, I would make boxes and just... That's what I would do. Just all the time, breaking boxes. But, yeah. Obviously, we're gonna skip a few items here and there, but... Yeah. Getting a little crowded here, so does that only gets... Oh, no. Got rid of... Oh, does it get rid of everything that's on the thingy? Hold up. So, do I have to bring it on to it in order to get rid of it? I don't know, actually. I do not know. Sorry, pal. Okay, it looks like I do. That's actually kind of cool. But, yeah, that's GM Construct 3. Right. This is GM Construct 5. I accidentally said 3 for the other one, but this one is... The last one was 4, not 3. But this one is 5. And, I gotta say, this is actually a pretty big difference. They got water here that... I wonder how difficult that was to... like, put onto here. And I imagine back here is, like, the... whole teleportation room, once again. Different chapters. That's what I'm assuming. Right here, we got these little things. And... this is very interesting. Why is that there? But, just out of curiosity, like... okay, it does look like people are allowed to, like, walk on those. But this is a lot more detailed. Here we got the, prop spawn. So, maybe at this point they had, like, certain stuff spawnable. Like, maybe they had the whole menu at this point. Because I don't see the, other things, so I assume that they had, like, models that you were able to spawn in. But what's up with the background there? And I keep getting the freaking G-Man thing, I'm sorry. But what's up with the background? Like, let's take a look at the background. It's right here. I like how we can see the background as a background. People do this back in the day. I doubt that NPCs were spawnable, though. I'm sure it was, like, mostly ragdolls. I guess you could have spawned in some NPCs. I almost said SCP. But I don't know. But this is, very interesting. I feel bad not knowing the knowledge of it, but I'm kind of discovering stuff with you guys, so... yeah. But, the garage is a little bit bigger. Okay, that's glitchy. Whee! Okay, let's get out of that view. So one thing that's always bugged me about the airboat, even in Half-Life, is the fact that it can ride on land. But I mean, to be fair, it is like a boat that has like a really strong propeller in the back, so maybe. But I want to know what you guys like. When did you guys start playing Garry's Mod? Which version, you know? I mean, I don't think a lot of people played this one. I imagine like maybe a few thousand were playing this. If, you know. But I'm sure that it was not like its own game at this point, you know. The history to Steam is very interesting as well. I don't know too much about the history of Steam. I know, like, I've heard some stuff about it. But Garry's Mod is such an iconic thing to Steam at this point. Like, it's up there with Half-Life 2, almost, you know, and Left 4 Dead and those games, you know. So I see this being, like, one of Steam's more iconic games, you know. EF2 and whatnot. But I gotta say, it's interesting how you can see him start to put in like the hills and stuff. But how do you put hills to hills? Interesting to me. Okay, so you can see that kinda. It's kinda cool. You know, I've never played this version of Garry's Mod, but it does give me an odd, like, nostalgia. I don't know, I think it's just because of the way the ground looks, you know? Interesting. But let's go to the next version. Alright, here's Garry's Mod Construct 6. And I think a lot of people actually did play this one. I think this is when the game was becoming quite popular, actually. It's very interesting how he decided to lay things out. But I think that this is like where a lot of people might have started. But definitely not like the majority of the fan base now. And we got the dark room here. It's kind of cool. This is the first history of the dark room. So did they have a light room, or was that not a thing? I remember one of the Garry's Mod constructs had like an Easter egg or something, but I could be wrong. I gotta say though, I kind of like how the background is starting to look to this now. You know, he's putting detail even into the background, and it's just, this is a really big map, and I imagine the menu was available at this point, but we didn't look over here. I assume this is more teleportation, which it is, where it teleports you to different like segments and chapters, like I said. So I assume that maybe a few. I do remember this like little catwalk thing here. Kind of gives me nostalgia being here, but I don't know if like, I know that this was in a few maps, and I actually kind of miss it. I don't mind Construct now, but there's some, I think it's just nostalgia, you know. But this goes down deep, and this is where a lot of like ARG videos come from. But I don't think it's this specific lake, because this is probably when they actually did have a few thousand people maybe getting it, maybe like 2,000. I don't know, that's kind of high. I imagine that this wasn't a very big like thing at the time still, but it's still like had a lot of people's love. And I think that there's another like mod creator, if I remember correctly, and I hope I'm not causing any controversy talking about this. I don't know much about it, to be honest with you, but there's like another mod creator that was creating another thing that was like Garry's Mod, and Garry kind of got inspired off of it. But I'm surprised there's like no way to walk up here. Was no clipping a thing back in the day? I just feel like it wasn't. But that's fun. You play hockey in Gary's mod. That'd actually be kind of a cool idea. I think you gotta be kind of close to it in order to like fling it faster. Because the momentum ain't good enough. But yeah, now I'm just kind of messing around with the physics. And this is definitely like when things get more interesting. But let's look at the little skybox here. The skybox once again has its own skybox. But this whole area is like half the size of the original map, which is kind of funny. So the skybox is pretty big. Pretty cool, honestly. I love this stuff. But let's check out the next one. Sorry I'm getting so distracted here. Alright, here we are in Gary's mod Construct 7. Got some buildings in the distance, and man, this is quite a... Man, it's just... big difference. And I think that this might be like the one that a lot of people actually remember the most. When they think of Gary's mod. Is maybe this map. But I also remember there being grass around, you know, and not it just being flat like this. I remember there being like a grass texture that I've never seen again, and I'm not too sure why, but yeah, this is kind of a little fun spot over here. I actually have played in this one before, but like not back in the day, obviously, but I played it in it was like a horror map. It was like different versions of Gary's mod or something, but we got the Lightroom for the first time, and maybe this is when it introduced coloring, because I don't know if you guys know this, but oh, I can't do that in this version. What's that for, though? Was it material? Oh, no. You know, I'd never messed with the materials of the freaking vehicles. But yeah, I feel like maybe materials wasn't a thing, but yeah, they still have the little spawn list. They do. I'm ruining it all. But maybe this was kind of when it started getting noticed, you know, for the first time, because this definitely does seem unique. Like, this is like probably very big for its time, you know. See, they got a completely pitch dark room here, so can't color in it. But then they got the dark room that's just kind of the creepy, spooky room. I think I had a video on this map, but I ended up scrapping it. But it was one of the little creepy stuff I like to make. But yeah, I just remember there being some kind of Easter egg in a corner. I don't know if I'll ever find it or if they even have it, but you know what I just did remember though is that there's like a staircase that had like a special thanks thing back in the day. But yeah, I made like a horror video where I walked into here. This was like back in the day. I think it was just a video of inside of here though, like against one of these brick walls and whatnot, but this was a while back. Probably like a year or two ago. This is back when there were dinosaurs. I know most of my viewers are like a few months old, but you know, 2 years ago, before you were born, there's dinosaurs. Every time I played Gary's mod, dinosaurs would come in, so yeah. Respect your elders. But besides that stupid joke, let's check out the next map, shall we? Actually, before we do that, I want to check out the skybox here, because very interesting. I really like the skybox. It's kind of creepy that you can see the flashlight there. You can see where I am. That's really trippy. Like, I'm looking directly at myself now. I'm gonna cause, like, some crazy stuff. But, once again, the skybox has a skybox. And this area is pretty, detailed. And I like that, you know? They got, like, the skybox of probably one of the Half-Life maps, and they just decided to add it. Or, I don't know how that works, man. A lot of detail, though, but pretty cool. Let's check out the next one, though. This is the one I remember. Now, I never played this, but I do remember there being ARGs on this. I think this is when the game actually did really start to blow up, because I do remember the grass here. I remember the lake being a little deeper. Yeah, I think this is it. And I remember they had a whole ARG video about, like, jumping into the lake or something, but that could have been a future Garry's Mod, but this might be the one that the Boskit actually had, you know? That might have had used, but I could be wrong. Could be still a future one, to be honest with you, but yeah, it's just, there's a little dark room, light room, not too big of a difference. They got this roof that looks kind of different. And here we got the spooky dark room. So how come you guys think that they, like, just kind of got rid of this, the pitch dark room? I mean, technically you could do that with the light room nowadays. So I guess that is fair. Like, if you want a pitch black room, you could just do that with the light room nowadays. Now there's 2 boats and 2 cars, and the garage is much bigger. And the skybox is actually different. I haven't been paying too much attention because it's really starting to look more modernized to Garry's Mod now. Skybox, at least. But let's try to find it. There it is. They don't like to keep it too far. Here's a skybox. I gotta say, it's interesting, the floor that they chose, but it's not like you can see that. But yeah, I like this. I like the skybox. It's a little different. I think it's just the positioning of the buildings and whatnot. But pretty cool. Pretty cool stuff. I gotta appreciate that he did, like, put time and love into these maps, like adding little details like the background. Like, I feel like if I were to, like, made a mod, it would still look like the Lightroom. I'd just be like, this is fine, but no, he decided to actually, like, put very interesting detail into Garry's Mod, like the grass. Like, he didn't have to do that. Like, it might have been a little easier to put it in. I don't know how it was back in the day, but the water having, like, stuff underneath like this, it's really starting to feel like a toy box, you know? But, don't really know what else to talk about, so we'll check out the next one. This was, I think, Garry's Mod 7 or 8, so let's check out the next one. Garry's Mod 9. Now, I think that this might have... I don't know, man. They look a little similar. I mean, they got the little window holes there. I don't know why I found that so funny. This one... But, looks kind of the same, you know? The grass kind of looks the same. This might have been when it was getting a little more popular. I don't know, man, but... Here's the roof here. And... Did they get rid of the dark room? Wait, hold up. I mean, the light room? Oh, it's still here. I just didn't see it, but... In this one... You can kind of see the corners of it. So, did they add, like, some kind of fog thing? Here's a light room. Always so trippy, but I love that. But we got some warning signs. That's kind of creepy, actually. got a little poster in here. That's cool. See, it's like little stuff like that I think is so interesting. I don't know, I just remember... It could have been a fake video back in the day, honestly. There's so many fake, like, Easter egg videos. It was like Bigfoot and Grand Theft Auto, just stuff like that, you know, and I imagine San Andreas had those, but... Yeah, here's the water. I remember it being a lot deeper, and I remember the deeper side being on this, so... This could be a little different than I remember, but I imagine people did most of their building and construction on this before they put it on any type of other ground, you know? So, yeah, let's check out the next one. But, before we do that, we're going to check out the Skybox and get lost while we're trying to find the Skybox. Oh, it's over there. I like how there actually is some props here, though, that I imagine tried to hide the dark in Lightroom, but here's a Skybox, which is much more massive, surprisingly. And it's interesting to me. I don't quite know how this works, but of course you can see the Skybox once again in the Skybox. But let me go back, because now I'm curious on like what it looked like from a distance. Like, they really made it look like the city was a lot bigger, even though there was like not really a floor. That is really unique to me. But I imagine they put a little more detail here just because it's like they kind of assume people could jump up here. I don't know. But there's like grass detail. You know what I mean? Like, what do you guys think that was about, eh? But yeah, let's check out the next one. I'm starting to like these more and more. So I don't know if I missed anything the last map. I kind of went through that one kind of quick. So if I did, you guys can check out the map yourself. This is the one I think I actually do recognize. This is when I started getting into Garry's mod videos. I remember this being pretty big and open. I remember this looking like this. Actually, yep, this is where the iconic Skit video happened. It was like the Windows versus Mac or whatever the hell it was. It was like, I don't even remember. It was like, it's so iconic and I don't remember, but yeah. I was a very young age around that time, so what's this? Huh. Different colored rooms. Actually, this is gonna sound really stupid, but I love the colors of it. I don't know why. It's just kind of relaxing. Once again, so we got the dark room. And we got the light room. We got this one, which, interesting, has like a little thing there. But this one is very different than, you know, this is when that building started being placed there, which doesn't have any kind of like entrance, but yeah. I just remember seeing some kind of Easter egg in a map down underneath the stairs. I don't know. I'm sure everybody else knows, but I don't. But yeah, this is like when skits on Garry's mod were becoming pretty popular in you know, the YouTube world at least. And stuff that I've seen, I just consider popular now. But this is kind of cool that they have this. They got that whole area up there. Whenever I see this little area, I just think of Scout headbutting. I don't even remember what character he's headbutting. It's been so long. He's just that was one of the animations of the skit. Am I saying his name right? I haven't watched him in a long time. Now I feel like after this, I'm actually gonna have to watch that because that's like a thing that I do every now and then to like for the nostalgia. But yeah, this feels like I feel like this was around that time, you know. I imagine a lot of skits took place here, over here. I think that it actually did take place right here, in this specific area, because I remember like the little screen falling. But that's kind of how I learned about meme culture. I was one of the kids that was like, I don't even know how old I was. I was very young when this map came out, and people can make fun of me as much as you want, but I'm gonna see the future before you do. I'm just kidding. But yeah, this is what I remember. And then people made like that ARG thing out of this because they found it so spooky. But I guess it kind of is. Like knowing that that is just on this side of the map. But this is where it starts to look more iconic. Actually, this looks almost from like the same as I remember this side at least. Not necessarily this side because I remember there being hills in the more recent version. But let's try to find the skybox, like I said. Once again, I think it's over here. Some of the buildings are already like here too, so that's kind of cool. But I think this is the skybox, which interesting enough is just a bunch of buildings. Very trippy. I couldn't even tell you where like things are in location to where. But look, I think I couldn't tell you guys. But there's a lot of detail. And it's pretty big. Like the skybox is like you can see a lot more than what you're playing in, which is interesting. But I do remember these. Are these like kind of interactable at all? No, you just get stuck. Because now you guys know, like nowadays there's like balconies you can mess with. I imagine people did stuff on this, like sniped and stuff, you know. But I don't think I missed anything. So shall check out the next one. Well, well, well. Cool to be back in here again. This is when I did actually start playing Garry's mod, but I didn't really play on Construct. I'll be honest, I didn't really do that. I played a lot of Trouble in Terrace Town back in the day. But I don't know if that was like a big thing, but I think this was the map that they used for quite a while. I could be wrong. But this is the garage room, which they still have. They still have, but this building right here ended up being like a building you can enter. And so did that actually, now that I think about it. And they had like a little hallway that kind of went through there. But like, oh, this is probably when you could start painting stuff on the walls. I mean, obviously I just did it, but kind of nice to see that people remember that. And that actually I think is in this area now. Is this the one with the little Easter egg? I don't know, man, but I just remember there being something in the corner that I saw. I'm gonna stop looking there because I'm probably making myself look stupid. Here's the dark room, which ain't bad. I don't know if this one was... I don't think this was the one that the Bosket used, you know? I think it was the one before this, but I could be wrong. I'm gonna be rewatching that though, because that was like... A lot of you guys were like in your 20s when that came out, you know, that still play Garry's mod now or watch stuff about it, but when that came out, I was like 10 or something. I mean, I'm 21 now, so yeah, I don't know when those videos came out, but I was just a little lad. But I imagine this is kind of when the physics gun was added and just all kinds of little stuff. And it does make me nostalgic to see this. But I do believe that this is when I did start playing Garry's mod, which was when I was like 14 or 15. Or was that, like, because I was 14 and 15 in 2014 and 2015. So I don't know how long this map lasted, but I think this was like one of the longest lasting maps. Unless there's another one. Actually, you know what? I do remember there being like stairs that were not like that. They kind of led up there, and you got these stairs. Okay, yes, I was right. Damn it. GM Construct. Thanks for the handles of the AI nodes. Shout out to these people. Okay, now I don't look as crazy. Now that we actually did find that. But that's the first like special thanks of the map, it seems like. Go away, you man. Get the hell out of here. Oh man, I just remember there being some kind of Easter egg. I don't know. It is probably a fake video. I don't even know how the Easter egg worked, to be honest. Like, it's been a while since I saw it, so. And if it was, I doubt that they decided to put it back in. Unless it's like a straight remake of it, but you see that he's getting more comfortable at putting this map closer. I mean, this building. You can see through parts of it, but it was becoming kind of an important part of this map. I mean, look right here, you can stand here. And eventually he had it so people could stand in these balconies here, and you could kill people. What's up with that? It's just like bird poop or something? I don't know. But the skybox. We gotta look at that before we move on. This ramp thing was here for a while. Oh yeah, and this building became a part of the map. I'm like... It's very interesting that you can really see the evolution of it. I mean, obviously that's what I'm doing here, but... We gotta find the skybox. Okay, there it is. Looks like he's starting to put it over there now. And I still don't understand why this building is like the way it is. You know what I actually think it is? I think he had a skybox, but then he also like had buildings in the distance as well. So that's interesting to me how he did that. But yeah, there's no floor to this one. I mean, there's a floor I'm walking on, but there's no like grass floor. He didn't really expect people to like get up high enough, I guess, and if he did, I don't think he really cared. I mean, it looks pretty well detailed and stuff. But what do you guys think the story is to this map? Like, in all honesty, do you guys think that they're just doing construction here because it's called Construct? Like, what do you think they're gonna build here if it was? Because it does kind of give me the vibe of like they're gonna build something here. But the question is like, what are they gonna build here? And I still never understood like these little things, but they're always fun, you know, they're fun to mess around with and jump on people's heads from or shoot people from. But this is a good map. I like it. Brings back memories seeing it. I'm pretty sure that I did watch videos that did take place in this one though. I don't know which one it was. I have to go back and see though. Like, I gotta watch those videos again. And here is the most recent version of the map. The one that I've probably played in the most fun in. This one has a lot of detail, you know, they got the hills in the background that you can see. You got big room. I feel like this is definitely the most played in map though of all of them, you know? I think a lot of people ended up enjoying Gary's mod from back in the day, but I think that this might be a lot of people's favorite maps. You know, and the iconic Easter egg secret down here. There's a special thanks to the map people. Project led by High Voltage. Huh. Here's the dark room now. I mean, you guys have seen this map, I'm sure. You can go into Gary's mod and this map's installed, but I'm just thinking about like how many changes there's been, you know? You know, there's a thing that a lot of people don't even know about, but if you come into here, it's so surprising to me. You can actually go into this area up here. This is not like a different type of map or anything. This is the official Gary's mod map, and yeah. I barely like found out about this like when I came back to Gary's mod and got a Steam account again, you know? I lost my Steam account for a while, so I couldn't play Gary's mod. But when I did play, I honestly just spawned in a bunch of Combine and killed them. But yeah, this is like a pretty fun one. I think if you go straight up, you could end up in this grassy area. Yeah. I don't know if you could walk here. Could you? Oh, you could. And then it's so funny because even this is like its own thing, and it really reminds me of the Windows background. Why does it go on this long? It's because you can see the skybox of the skybox. It's an illusion because it ends right here. Lord have mercy. But you could definitely see how this one worked out the most compared to the other maps. So down here is actual construct. Stuff will spawn in once we get down there. But this is the little area that surrounds it, which has a lot of detail. And you can actually go inside of this thing here, which is actually what construct is. So if we float down, you can kind of see the outline. So that little box we're standing in is like all of construct that you're supposed to be in, but it's just a big old box. And just this whole outside area is like, even you can mess around here. Like this reminds me of the Windows background. Doesn't that like remind you guys of the Windows background right there? The old school Windows background. But I love this map. I keep seeing that and it scares me every time. Like I feel like he's gonna be watching me or something. This would be a creepy place for him to watch me though. Watching me weeping nay. Kinda reminds me of flat grass, you know, but flat grass is flat, obviously. But yeah, I think that's gonna be it for this video, guys. I don't really got too much else to show you all. You know, they got rid of the little Easter egg that was underneath the stairs here and moved the special thanks to under here. This little secret area. You don't even need a no clip to go in, so always interesting. And then way up here, you could just chill out. You can jump off and do a cool 360. Have a heart attack because you're terrified. I think this dark room is a lot more iconic though now than a lot of the old ones. But I don't want to drag this video on for too long. So I'm going to end it here. Oh yeah, the mirror room. That was added. Cool stuff. But yeah, I'm gonna end this one here. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace out. Be safe. Bye.